hello. Who joined me today? Just a very quick one. Who do we have to join me today for a very quick one? And like I said, I'm making a very quick one today. It doesn't really take much time. Just very quick. And what I'm trying to make today is to show us. Hello, Jacinta. I can see you. So my Gloria is there. So what I'm going to do today, and I want to apologize that I'm late. I was supposed to start this by 1 p.m. and this is 12 past 1. And we're just trying to meet some other things, take care of other things I was doing. Hi, Jessica. How you doing? Anyway, yeah, okay, good day, Chef. Summer Glow, thanks so much for joining us today. So what I'm doing today is, we all know how to make fried rice, no doubt. But if you understand the taste of fried rice, you want to agree with me that sometimes fried rice tastes better even the next day, not when you made it immediately. But there is a secret to how we can really make fried rice taste the best the very minute we make it. It's so easy, so straightforward. But just come along with me. Let's start with that. It's gonna be very easy. Hopefully, the next 1 hour we should be out of this place. It doesn't take much time, but hopefully the next 1 hour, like I said, we should be done. So typically, first of all, we want to just what we do most time, I would say, is we want to boil our rice, whether you're using basmati rice, whether you're using the normal long grain rice we know. We want to boil our rice, and that's it. And then wait, and then fry our grains, then start cooking. But the question is this: would that be the best way to do it? That is okay, but when you do it that way straight, you get the best taste of that fried rice the next day. Now, let's see how we can do it first to get it test the right way, the right time, and the very minute we're done cooking. What we normally do in this case, like I would say, is let's take care of the rice first. Once we take care of the rice, then we should be good with how the rice will taste eventually, or how the fried rice will taste eventually. So let's take care of the rice first. And how do we take care of the rice? It depends on what your taste you're looking for, I would say. It depends on the taste you're looking for. For me, I want the best taste of fried rice in what I'm doing. So because I want the best taste of fried rice in what I'm doing, I want to be sure that my rice is well spiced up, really good, even before I make my sauce. So how do I do that? I would have done this before coming online, like doing ginger, even before coming online. But there's nothing wrong if I do it now. Just this is not necessary, but because I am somebody that likes spice a lot, I'm somebody that likes spice a lot in cooking, so I want to just add as much spice as possible in what I'm doing. So I have my ginger ready, and I know many people don't like what do you call it, garlic. But first of all, I have powdered garlic here. I'm going to use. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have powdered garlic here. I'm going to use. But let's see what I'm going to do. In this small oil I have here, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to just add some of this ginger, very little. Don't add it too much. Very little, not too much, like I said. And if you don't like ginger, you don't have to do this. If you don't like ginger, you don't have to do this. If you don't like garlic, that's okay. But what is important is this. For you to make a good fried rice, you must at least fry the rice a bit. Jenny, thanks so much. Juliet Ebo, thanks so much for joining us. And I will just add a bit of garlic, just little. Fresh garlic is preferable. But once you do this and be able to change the taste of the oil a bit, the next thing you most likely do is your rice will come next. Guys, if you're using basmati rice, you have to know how to wash basmati rice. If you don't want to get it gumming, like gum when you're cooking. If you don't want to get it gum when you're cooking, wash your basmati rice very well. Otherwise, it will gum eventually. But watch how I will cook this. This rice will never gum. Just watch. Okay, I have my garlic and ginger here. Now you might be asking me why am I doing this? Okay, just watch why I'm doing it. Just watch me. Um, and just so you know, if you're making, if particularly basmati rice, if you're cooking basmati rice, try to use. I mean, if you're using basmati rice for fried rice, try to use wooden spatula. Don't use spoon. So what we're going to do, excuse me, what we're going to do in this case right now is we're going to just for a few seconds or a few minutes, we're going to fry this a bit. Don't ask me why, or rather ask me why. One of the reasons you want to do this is, remember, we want to be sure we are getting the best of this rice the very minute we are done cooking. That is the most important thing. Making the green sauce is just one easy just one easy thing to do. But if you want to get a good fried rice, yes, you have not a must, but you have to at least fry it this way for some minutes. I've got my chicken broth I'm going to add, but that will not come in right now. It's not going to come in right now. It's going to come in at the right time. I'm going to fry this in the oil, in this small oil I added for maybe like 3 minutes. Heat it up a bit before I add my chicken broth. Certainly my chicken broth will not be enough, so I'm going to add some more water. And if you're doing what I'm doing, if you're going to be doing what I'm doing, please remember to turn it while you're making it. Don't just leave it and go and sit down. If you leave it and go and sit down, it's going to burn. So you have to keep turning it. The idea is for you to fry this up a bit, as much as you can. You might think basmati rice is one easy rice to cook. Very, very easy to cook. So let's just get this settled first, and then we'll come to making the sauce. But the main secret more actually is how I prepare the sauce to wait for this to wait. To be honest, the sauce has actually been marinating for a long time. But I will show you guys how I made it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stir this for the next 2 minutes. If you're using basmati rice to cook, remember, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. It's very important. It's not just enough to cover it. With very little thing, basmati rice can go wrong when you're cooking it. So be sure exactly how you do it, and be sure you're doing it the right way. So I don't think I introduced myself. You guys know me already. I don't have to introduce myself again, but I should. You guys know me as a Kenna, of course, of Azinda's Kitchen. And what we are making today is fried rice. But the fried rice we're making today is just the best way to make fried rice so you can enjoy it the very minute you make it. And it starts from what I'm doing right now. I'm going to just heat it up a bit, 2 more minutes, as much as possible if you can. If you're using high heat, do it for 3-5 minutes. If you're using, I'm using low heat, moderate heat right now. But I'm going to just do this more. And when I do it and cover it, I will start making the sauce. So we are not going to waste much time. But before I start making the sauce, I have to cover it first. And then be washing it. I have 2 steps I'm going to use to cook here. So that is not a problem for me. Remember, it's important you turn. You want to be sure you're turning it. Yeah, exactly. It's getting hot. So when you do it like this for some time, remember I said before, this rice will not gum. It no go gum. You know how you cook rice and it's becoming. It's not going to happen. That is because of how I'm making it. Of course, not gumming starts from how you wash basmati rice. It's very important how you wash it anyway. So this is almost like getting ready for me to add my chicken broth. This is my chicken broth I'm going to add. I cooked hot chicken, so this is very tasty. So if you want to get the best taste of fried rice, yes, you need this. And eventually, I might not use this. What I'm going to do next now is I won't use this pot to cook this rice because this is non-stick, but it's not original non-stick. So because I don't want it burns easily once you add water and close it. So I'm going to use another very good non-stick pot to continue cooking it now. But I use this pot so you guys can see the rice as it is before I bring the non-stick pot to another non-stick pot to continue cooking it. At least you've seen what the rice looks like now. When I bring the non-stick pot, it's not going to be a problem. You won't worry about it. So I'm going to use this pot to continue the cooking right now. This is what I'm going to use. This pot is deep, so you probably will not see it. If I had started with it, you might not have seen the inside. So I will take out this rice first. I will take out this rice and then change the pot. So this will come this way now. I'm going to turn on my heat. And I will just turn it over. Remember, it's fried already. So as it's fried now, you don't have to do all this ceremony I'm doing. No, I'm just telling you. Use your pot straight. This is because I'm recording this and you guys are watching me. That is why I have to do this. Otherwise, this one I don't have to do it at all. So right now I'll add my chicken broth. This is my chicken broth going in. I don't know if you can see inside the pot. Yeah, you guys can still see inside the pot, right? I think so. So certainly this pot is not enough. Alright, this water, the chicken broth is not enough, so I'll add some more. I don't like this noise. I'm taking it out. I don't like the vent. The vent makes some noise I don't like. So I will add some water. And if you are the type that typically like your rice, your fried rice to look like what has too much curry, you don't have to, but you can just add a little bit of curry here, and that's fine. You can add pepper here if you want to. I don't want to add pepper. The best I can do is just to add a little bit of curry, very little, so little, very little. I tell you guys, that's enough. Very little. That is not necessary, like I said. Remember, basmati rice, if you're cooking it, for every 1 cup of basmati rice you're cooking, use 2 cups of water to cook it. So I'm adding more water here. And the thing about basmati rice is this. If you want it very strong, you add less water. You don't have to use 2 times the quantity of the basmati rice. You can add less. But for fried rice, of course, it needs some water, but not so much water. So I'm not adding water here. I'm not going to add salt here because there's salt in the chicken broth that I made. There is salt in it already. So let me just do, I think I might just add a little more water. When you're cooking basmati rice, it's better the water is not enough than it's too much. Just remember that always. It's better the water is not enough than it's too much. Like I said, just remember that. I am very careful how much water I'm going to add here, so I don't end up having so much water. And this is it. Remember, some people might be asking, why adding so much water? Remember, this rice wasn't cooked at all. It wasn't cooked. It just, we're starting it from the scratch. If you're washing basmati rice, you don't wash with hot water. Run it on cold water for as long as possible. Take out the starch. Anita, thanks so much. Take out the starch and then you're good to go. So we are done with this one now. I'm going to get my paper towel close to help me clean while I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm just going to clean this side of the stove and then start making the sauce. So we're gonna finish everything at the same time, virtually at the same time. And now, this is where it gets more interesting, guys. Remember to share this if you're watching me, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Facebook. Please, the best favor you can do me is to share, and I appreciate that very well. Share and invite your friends to join us. That will really be good. So we've cleaned this out of the stove. Now is to start the main thing. We're gonna use this to make the sauce also. We're gonna use this pot to make the sauce too. Because the sauce is gonna be here. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to clean up stuff before I come back to it. So because the sauce is gonna be it doesn't take time to make the sauce, I would say. I will transfer this one here because of my cameras. I'll transfer this one this way and then start making the sauce here. That is what I'm going to do right now. To make the sauce, of course, let me just get rid of the sauce. I need my ginger again. I don't have to blend this. I have something I used to blend my ginger, so we're all good. So I will make my ginger. I would like fresh garlic. Yeah, I've got some fresh garlic. I don't know where it is, but okay, yeah, I've got some fresh garlic here. I got some fresh garlic cloves. This is what I want. I'm gonna use this one now for making the sauce, the green sauce. Call it stir fry, whatever you like, call it. But it's gonna really get very tasty. I'm going to add more water to this rice. It looks as if it needs lots of more water, but I'm erring on the side of caution by not adding so much water in the rice. It's very important, so it doesn't turn out and become very soft. You know, when you're cooking fried rice, it doesn't have to get very soft. When you're making fried rice, please invite your friends to join us. I really appreciate you guys. I didn't want to come online today, but that's why I didn't create any events. Join us here as much as you can. I really appreciate that. God will bless you as you do so. Get your friends to join us. That will be fine. So what I'm doing now is just getting some garlic cloves. I'm just going to, I've had my ginger ready. I'm going to get my garlic cloves ready too. Guys, you can blend this if you want to blend it. I've got my hammer here that I used to blend, so I'm good with this one. But for the meantime, guys, please, 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 I really appreciate if you share my videos. We are good with this one now, but before I continue, I just want to be sure this is cooking really, or the water is drying up so quickly. I need more water there, really more water. You really need more water, definitely more water. I think if it soaks up this water now, I should be good. If it takes this water now, I'm good. I'm not going to add more. But if it's cooked well down, we are all good. I remember we don't really cook it to get completely dry. Like I said, we cook it. We don't want the water to dry completely as we do so. So yeah. Thanks so much for joining me. I know I'm doing so many things at the same time. If I decide to stop this one and finish with this one and start with this one, that would take a longer time. So I have to find a way to combine, to be doing everything at the same time. So if you're joining my page, if you're joining my channel for the first time, my name is Ekene of Ezindo's Kitchen. My kitchen is called Ezindo's Kitchen. Invite your friends to join us here, and believe me, here what we do is just to have fun with cooking. I see cooking as fun and as therapy, and I see cooking as a way to. In fact, I see kitchen as my escape. I don't know how to put it, but kitchen is more of an escape for me, where I come and every other thing, every other where it goes. So this is getting really doing. This is doing good. I want to give this one some time more before I continue. Before I start this one. But this is where it becomes really interesting when it comes to cooking rice. When it comes to cooking this fried rice, I would say. I want to start this one right away. So let's start with this one quickly. So to make the sauce, to make this is the sauce I'm making now. Watch exactly how I make the sauce. If watch exactly what I'm going to be bringing into the sauce now, so you see how I started. But you know what? I think I better explain it before I will start doing it. One of the reasons that fried rice tend to be more tasty the next day is actually because we cut our vegetables, the beans, the green pepper, the carrots. We just set them aside and start using it to cook immediately. And once we start using it to cook immediately, it takes time for those spice, for the vegetables to absorb the spices. It takes time. And so before it absorbs the spices, the rice will almost stay to the next day. That is the only reason that you tend to enjoy fried rice not immediately it was cooked. Of course, it's very tasty then too. But if you want to enjoy a good made fried rice, taste it the very first minute. Mix your veggies with those ingredients and spices that you're going to use to cook. Mix them and set them aside for some hours. If you have the time, it doesn't matter if it's some hours for some. If you have all the time in the world, just do it and leave it for some hours. What you've done by doing that is that it will take time. These vegetables will then take time to absorb the spices on its own, even before you start cooking. Even before you start cooking, it will absorb all the spices. That way, immediately you are done cooking, you are very sure that, excuse me, I have to check my rice. You are very sure, yeah, it's cooked, it's doing well. I'm not supposed to check this, but I want to be sure that it's doing the right thing. That way, excuse me, once you make it like this and set it aside, you are very, very certain that once you bring the fried rice down, you get the original taste from the beginning. So that is why I mix this well in advance and set aside. And also that is why I use my chicken broth to cook. I'm using it to cook my rice. That way, whether you're using basmati rice preferably or you're using the normal rice, cook the rice with the chicken broth. Let the rice absorb the taste from the chicken first. Remember when you're cooking fried rice, you are almost turning green sauce with you're almost like turning green sauce with already cooked rice. So it doesn't require much time when you are cooking, when you are combining both. That is why, as you can see, I've not even started anything here, because I want to be able to, once this one is well cooked already, which I think is done already, I once I'm done with my grains, I will take my time to move the rice to this one. So let's go ahead and start it, because the rice seems to be well cooked now. It seems to be doing really good. Let's go ahead and start with this one. You just put some, not so much oil, trust me, you don't need that much oil in your fried rice. This one is even too much. The one I have is actually too much. But we'll just use it. So you see, it doesn't take time. Fried rice is actually the easiest thing to cook. and you will get it taste very well. I don't have much time again. What I wanted to do was to break this coconut nuts and mix it with the chicken broth while I'm cooking the rice. But there's not much time to do that. So I'm not going to be using the coconuts again. Otherwise, what I intended to do was actually coconut fried rice. So, but I'm leaving this one because of time. I've got everything here. Now, what will go next here definitely will be, I'm taking my time. Why I'm trying to delay somehow is to be sure that this rice is doing really good. Yeah, it's doing really good. So I'm going to just set it aside. I'm going to let it sit like this, set it aside. So we don't concentrate on this one again. Let's focus on this one now. Now the rice is ready. Let's get ready the sauce. The rice is very much ready. For the sauce, we just start with, of course, I've got my I've got my ginger garlic here. I want to be sure this is not too hot. Yeah, it's not too hot. And when I say it's not too hot, remember, guys, remember, when you are cooking fried rice, if you want this thing to be, if you want this to be very crispy, still strong when you are cooking, use high heat to do this. If you want it soft, you can use moderate heat, and I wouldn't even encourage moderate heat at all. Use high heat to do this for like 5 minutes. That way, your vegetables will still remain very strong when you are done cooking. So it's gonna be a high heat. We use high heat for this. We're just gonna open this one right now. If you're here, you realize that there's so much aroma of garlic and ginger from this oil. I'm just going to throw in one seasoning here quickly. I didn't mention things are included. Things are included in this vegetable here. What I use to mix this vegetable are four things. I use poultry seasoning and I use normal seasoning. I added thyme. I added what else? Curry in there. Those are the things. The most important thing you need to mix this vegetable and set aside is your curry, your thyme, your what is it called again? Your curry, your thyme, your seasoning. I was the one that just added this other stuff. So this oil is too much, but I don't mind. I'm going to use it like that. So right now, I'm going to incorporate this. Remember, if you're using frozen vegetables melt quickly. It gets very soft quickly, particularly for those of us in US, Canada, and Europe. If you're using frozen vegetable, you have to be fast. You have to fry fast, otherwise it will just bring out water quickly. So right now, I'm not using, everything I'm using here is not frozen vegetable at all. But still, I will use high heat to do it. So I've got everything I need here right now. I'm just going to turn it on high heat for like, you know, say a few 5 minutes or more on a very high heat. That way, the green pepper, the beans, the onion, the beans, everything retains its water. When you're making it, it retains its water. Akira, happy Sunday to you too. Thanks so much for joining us. So it retains its water. Remember, if you use low heat, it's going to produce water, and that is not what you want. Trust me, you don't want it when you're making your fried rice and you realize it has lots of water in it. So high heat is important at this time when you're making this. At this point in time, if you feel you need to incorporate more stuff, do that. I don't have to incorporate anything. The only thing I'm going to add here more is, of course, my spring onion, but not right now. I would see if I will need, I think I might need more of this. So just so you know, I'm not going to be cooking this fried rice in this pot. I have a very small space, so I have to be doing things the right way. Because for the recording sake, I have to use this kind of very flat pot or pan, so you guys can see what I'm doing. But when I'm when I'm incorporating this rice, I will not use this. I will not use this small pot or this small pan rather. I don't know how much. I think I'm just gonna leave this one because you want to have a good balance between the vegetables and the rice. So the vegetables shouldn't be too much compared to the rice you have here. Again, remember high heat is important. Kelvin says you look delicious already. High heat is important when you're making your sauce. I can't emphasize it enough. Except you want your vegetables to produce water or juice, whatever you like call it. But yes, if you join me, please remember to share. I really appreciate you guys. I know I didn't announce this, but yeah, this is one of the best things I do. So yeah, let's keep on doing what we're doing. Please remember to share my video. I really appreciate that if you do so. Join me on YouTube. Let's keep making good food. This is going on high heat, and in the next 5 minutes I will set it aside and then bring the bigger pot I'm going to use. I will bring the bigger pot I will use to combine both. So what I'm going to be doing when I get the bigger pot is I will take from here, put inside. You know what? I think I will just put everything. Don't worry, it's going to get well cooked. Because I'm going to be using a bigger pot, what I'm going to be doing is that I will take this one pot, take rice, be taking them to make sure I have a good balance between this and the fried rice itself. So remember the secret of what I said here now. If you want it, marinate your greens very well. That way you'll be sure that you are going to have the best taste of fried rice. If you just cut your greens and start cooking at almost at the same time, you will still enjoy it too, no problem. But if you taste the rice the next day, it will taste better. That is the secret. But right now, because I marinated it for a long time, I'm almost done with this actually. I think I'm done with this one. I will just add some seasoning and then bring it down, and salt. A little amount of salt. That's what I'm going to add right now. Remember, I have onion here already. So you might be asking, where is your onion? I have onion here already. So with this, the next I'm going to introduce is my liver. Once I introduce my liver, not my liver, please, not my liver. It's cow liver. It's the cow liver. So right now, I will just, while I try to stir it, this is my liver. I fried it. I fried the liver, as you guys can see. I will just add it right now. So this is done already. This is done already. So yeah, we are good to go with this one. And now where's my big pot? Okay, I got my big pot there. Before I bring the big pot, I'm just going to clean here first. Just to make sure that we have enough space and clean space for cooking. And then I'll wash my hand. Yeah, this is what the green looks like. The green is done already. Well marinated and cooked. This is ready. Let me get the big pot now. So for the big pot, I'm going to set this aside. And of course, you know what? I don't want to take risk. I don't want to take risk here. I know what to do. So So I don't want it to continue cooking. I want to get something where I can, yeah. Guys, I hope I'll get a bigger kitchen where I don't have to do all this. I hope I'll get a bigger kitchen. Anyway, this is done now. So what is important right now is mixing both of these things. You see, I've got my rice ready. I've got my green sauce ready. So what do? Look at the rice, like I said. Oh my God, I wish I can. Anyway, when I'm bringing it close, you guys will see it. It's not in any way. I think I will show you guys before I start. So when I say the rice is not gonna join, you know what I'm talking about. So when I say the rice will not gum, this is what I was talking about. It will still stand 1-1. It will still stand 1-1, like I said. From beginning to the end will not gum. So you can see it, right? Even though it's basmati rice, but still it stands on its own. That is because of how I cooked it and of course how I washed it. So let's finish up quickly, very quickly. Finishing up now, what we're gonna do is this. I need to get my spoon. Where is that spoon? Okay, I've seen one here. I need another spoon. I don't even know where. Okay, I don't want to use this spoon. I'll get something else, guys. Just give me a second. I'll get something else. So I'll get another spoon I want to use. So let's just finish up. Right now, it's just a game of what will come in and what will not come in. I will start. My heat is on a very high heat. I'm going to start with this one, just to make sure I have a good balance of everything. I hope you guys can see this spot. I don't know if you can see it, but if you can't, I don't know what else I can do. But anyway, I've got some there. I will take some rice here too. Like I told you guys, the rice it stands 1-1. It doesn't gum, like you guys can see. Maybe I should do it like so you can see my hand. It doesn't gum at all. It's because of how it was cooked. So I can take it from down to up. It's not gumming at all. It's just standing on its own. So remember that when you're cooking basmati rice. I don't know how to use my left. I'm supposed to be using my left to do this, but I don't know how to use my left. So anyway, let me keep doing it like this. As you can see, it's on its own. I will add some of this now and then turn it to see. The idea for me is to have a good balance of both of them. I need to have a good balance of both of them. No, it's not very close. I'll add some more. You can add some water here if you want. Very little water, just sprinkle some water there, but not so important. I think this is enough. I don't think it's enough, but just add some of this. I'm just going to add everything because eventually the rice is more anyway. So this is done. Let me see how it's doing before I know if I want to add some more. If I want to add some more of okay, I don't need more of rice. This is okay. So when you do this, you can sprinkle some water. You don't have to, and it depends on how much you like the vegetables. Remember, if you don't like to see lots of the vegetables in your cooking, add more rice. But for me, I'm more interested in the vegetable than the rice itself. So this is enough. I need to be careful how I stir it so I don't break the rice. If you stir the rice too much, you break it. Remember, it's a very soft, it's basmati rice, so you gotta be careful how you stir it so you don't break it completely. So this is enough because I want to make sure It's well combined. Eventually, it's going to burn, definitely. But I want to make sure it retains some amount of heat inside. Some amount of heat inside. I try to block some escape route of air and just let it like this, sit like this for few minutes. Once it's done like this for a few minutes, and you turn it and test it to make sure it's well combined. You can see it, make sure it's well combined. You test it, you will have the original taste of fried rice. You don't have to wait for the right fried rice to stay, and then the vegetable will begin to absorb the flavors or the nutrients. The secret is I've got my chicken. So I've got my chicken here, but I've not fried it. So that's actually about my chicken. I'm gonna use my deep fryer is blocking where I have my I have my cameras. So once I'm done with all this, I'll move the camera and then bring my deep fryer back. So I don't want to use my air fryer to make for the chicken. I'll prefer to use the fryer for the chicken this time around. So this is a chicken and it's hot chicken. This hot chicken this is what it looks like. Well cooked and well spiced. So I'll be doing that when I'm done with cooking, and then I'll move my cameras, bring my deep fryer back. So yeah, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's getting enough heat inside. You just have to leave it like for just a few minutes to produce heat, and then give it a quick gentle turn. Very quick gentle turn. Don't overturn it. It's not good to overturn it. It's important you know that. Uh, Once you do that, you're good to go. You see how the amount of rice I have left here, and that is okay. I can still use this for something else, but I don't want to say because I have I have good amount of rice left. I'll put everything inside. Is a game of balancing act. How much of the vegetable stir fry is enough for this, or how much quantity of rice I would say is enough for this vegetable stir fry. Don't say because I have yeah, you can see the heat is there now. Don't say because I have so much of I have good quantity of rice. I then must put everything. Fine, if you put everything, the more you add more rice that is much bigger than the vegetable stir fry, the less you get that fried rice flavor or taste you're looking for. So know how to combine it. Know the quantity of rice you need for the quantity of veggie stir fry you have. Once you know those things, you do better in your cooking. On a good day, I can say, what am I going to do with all this rice? Let me pour it inside, though. But if I pour it inside, I won't be doing the right thing. But this is the right thing I'm doing right now. This is right thing I'm doing right now. Is the heat is there on a very high heat? Remember, yes, on a very high. And if you're the type also that like lots of oil, I don't like so much of oil in my cooking, even in fried rice. What is important for fried rice is the taste. Get the right taste of fried rice, and you're good to go. If you don't get the right taste, you'll probably just ask yourself, what did I just do? So let's give it for some time to remember the rice is not completely cooked. So I'm just finishing it up with the heat from here. But for the meantime, I want to see what it tastes like. So guys, trust me when I say this is very tasty. Very, very delicious. Once you know, Chidima blessing, thanks so much. Everyone watching me from YouTube, I appreciate you guys. From Facebook, I appreciate you guys. So, what is important in cooking? Actually, let me just open it right now because it's well cooked already, so you guys can see it. What is important in your cooking is burning already, which is what I expected. What is important in your cooking is know exactly when to add what to add. If you have time to marinate your veggies before you start cooking, do it. You don't need something extraordinary to marinate it. You just need your thyme, your curry, your seasoning. That is all you need. Then if you want to add ginger, like I added ginger, that is okay. If you want to add something more, that is okay. So just get your sweet corn ready, get your beans ready, get your carrots ready, get your peas ready, bring them together in the plate, put your thyme, put your curry, put your seasoning, add some oil if you want to, mix them properly and cover them up. That's all you need. Set it aside for like 2 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours or more, then start cooking. But remember, you can do this with fresh vegetables. I don't want you to do this with um, frozen vegetables. No, if you do this with frozen vegetables, it's going to produce more water in the process. But with fresh vegetables, no, it won't produce more water, but it will absorb the flavors from the cooking. So right now we are done cooking, and I'm just going to go ahead. I don't know how to show you guys this, but I'll try my best. I'll try my best to hold the pot. The pot is very hot, but let me see. The most important thing is I have the good combination of veggies I want in it. So when you are testing it, I just turned off the stove. When you're testing it, you are sure you are testing what you wanted. Good made, deliciously made fried rice. You see, fried rice doesn't take time. This is 40 this is 44 minutes of coming online. 44 minutes, not even up to an hour. Once you get your stuff ready, making fried rice is so easy. You just chop, 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 chop. You're done making it. So we are done with this fried rice. You can see how the inside how is burning, which is expected. And remember, I use basmati rice. Basmati rice is a bit different when you are making fried rice. Sometimes, if you buy the a quality one with a good quality, it comes out better than the one with less quality. Basmati rice have different qualities. Yeah, quality I would say, or different grades. So if you don't want to buy basmati rice, I'm not even a fan of basmati rice anyway. I'm just a fan of the normal rice we're all used to. So this is what the rice looks like, and it will definitely even taste better when you start eating it. So I'm glad we're able to pull this off. Remember, the focus here is if you want to get your fried rice tasting very delicious the very first day, the very first time you made it, marinate your veggies and set aside. That is if you are using fresh veggies. If you are using frozen veggies, don't do that. It's going to produce more water eventually, and that is not what you want. I use fresh veggies to cook. I'm using fresh veggies. That is why I have it like this. If I'm using frozen veggies, I will not marinate it. Just so you know, that because I don't want to send the wrong message. People would say, "Oh, you said we should marinate the veggies." Yes, I said marinate veggies when you're using fresh veggies, fresh green pepper, fresh beans, fresh peas, fresh carrots, not frozen at all, not frozen. If it gets frozen, no, 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 don't marinate it. It's important. Don't marinate it if it gets frozen. I'm just saying that. So we are all clear on that. Yeah, I think we are done for the day, and I'm just gonna go ahead now and fry my chicken, but I'll be doing that offline. I'm just done with what I wanted to show. I would have used my air fryer for my chicken, but I'm gonna use my deep fryer for that right now, and hope you guys love what you see. Again, like I said, it tasted when I tested it right now. Maybe I should dish out some and show you guys. Let me dish out some so you can see it closely. Maybe that will help you a little bit to see it closely. The rice is actually too much here. The rice is actually too much. Typically, it shouldn't be up to this amount of rice. So for me, I don't know how I should show this. I wish I had made the chicken. I would have shown you guys more. But this is what it looks like. Depending on if you're using our normal long grain rice, the rice will be more visible. If you're using basmati rice, the basmati rice will not be too visible because you know basmati rice is very tiny and long. But the normal long grain rice is the one we're all used to, is a little bit fatter when you're done cooking. But this is what it looks like. You don't have to overstress yourself. Just know the steps to do. You will enjoy your fried rice the very first minute you made it. So I hope we've been able to debunk that myth of how do I get my fried rice tasting good the very first minute or the very first day I made it. The secret is simply, simply marinate your veggies and set aside for some time. That way, the veggies will absorb the flavors or will absorb the spices very well even before you start cooking. That is just the secret. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I wish I would get someone to come and eat this one before I fry the chicken. But I'll just eat this one while I'm frying the chicken. So thank you guys for joining me here today. I really appreciate everyone that joined. Whether you're joining now or you're gonna join later or you watch later, I appreciate every one of you. Always come back and see what we do on our page. It helps me. It heals. It kind of heals me. I would say. I never really used the word heal before, but it kind of heals me to see that I have people coming to the page to see what we do and enjoy watching us make delicious food at the same time. So until when I come your way next time or over the next weekend, hopefully, if I have something to cook, which I don't know, I might cook something next weekend, I might not, but I will try my best to see, even if it's just on Sunday or Saturday, I will try to make something. But you don't want to resist this fried rice. Trust me, this fried rice is tasty, is delicious. Try marinating. If you're going to cook fried rice next, try marinating the veggies before you cook. Believe me, you will notice the very big difference in the taste once you're done cooking. Particularly for so many of us that can be able to get fresh greens, fresh green pepper, fresh everything. You will see how tasty it's gonna be. So I love you guys. Please keep coming back to my page. Keep coming to view my videos and share my videos. So take care of yourself and have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Take care of yourself. Bye.